They came not with fire, but with shackles. The Oran Dominion descended upon the human colony of Calvus Prime with the calm cruelty of farmers culling livestock. Their ships, sleek crescents of silver and black, hung over the sky, blotting out the sun with their false majesty. Below, on streets where children once played and families once traded, troops marched with heavy restraints in hand. The Orans had no interest in extermination. Not yet. They had perfected the art of breaking species, and they knew that broken bodies were less useful than broken wills. The first to fall were the leaders, colonial governors, magistrates and scholars, dragged into the squares and executed beneath the Dominion banners. Their throats slit by energy blades while thousands were forced to watch. A lesson, the Orans said. This is the price of defiance. Then came the chains. Entire families rounded up, shackled together, driven to waiting transports like cattle. Oran commanders spoke in their guttural tongue, translated into cold, mechanical standard for the humans. You will serve. Your world will serve. Earth will kneel. For 3 days, Calvus Prime screamed. Its defenses shattered, its people humiliated, its soil trampled under iron boots. The Orans laughed, their cruelty sharpened by arrogance. When the Dominion fleet departed, leaving behind burned settlements and millions in bondage, their admirals raised a toast across their networks. They called it the taming of the wild man. They believed Earth had been sent a message, that humanity, like so many before them, would fold, bow, and become another link in the Dominion's endless chain of slaves. They were wrong. The Dominion's arrogance, in the grand halls of their spire world capitals, Oran lords celebrated. Holograms of the executions on Calvus Prime were replayed like theater. Scholars of conquest proclaimed that Earth was unprepared for war, too fractured, too sentimental, too bound by outdated notions of rights and morality. One senator of the Dominion laughed. Humans are clever pets, perhaps, but they are not soldiers. Not anymore. Their age of savagery is gone. We will restore them to the place all primitives belong, beneath our heel. They toasted, blind to the storm they had awakened. Across the stars, the Dominion sent proclamations. Other species, those already broken and chained, were made to watch. See how easily humans fall, the broadcast declared. Do not dream of freedom. Do not believe Earth can protect you. There is no hope but service. In their arrogance, the Orans believed the galaxy shared their memory. They had forgotten history. They had not seen humanity's wars, had not read of oceans running red, of skies filled with fire, of cities reduced to ash by human hands. They had not learned the oldest truth of all. Humanity does not forgive chains. The silence before the storm at first. There was no reply. The Orans mistook Earth's silence for fear. They mistook restraint for weakness. Days passed, then weeks. Human diplomats remained quiet, their fleets unmoving. No declarations, no threats, only silence. But in the deep black between stars, shipyards burned with hidden activity. The forgotten foundries of Mars roared to life, pouring out war machines older than Dominion arrogance itself. Luna's hidden bunkers opened, and from them rose warships that had slept for centuries, their hulls etched with scars of battles long past. Communications across the Sol system were encrypted, layered, unreadable by Dominion spies. Civilian traffic ceased. The stars above Earth grew empty of commerce, empty of light. The galaxy mistook it for retreat, but it was not retreat. It was sharpening. The first whisper came not from Earth, but from the void. An Oran patrol ship skimming the edge of Terran space caught a transmission. A single sentence, in perfect standard, delivered with calm precision. You wanted chains. You will meet blades. And then the transmission ended. The patrol ship never reported again. When Earth rose it, began with shadows blotting out suns. The Dominion's forward bases, outposts raised like teeth in conquered territories, found themselves staring into fleets unlike any they had seen before. Human dreadnoughts, dark and vast, slid from hyperspace with the silence of knives. No parley, no warning. Just the fury of a patient beast unleashed. Missiles screamed like falling stars. Railguns fired slugs the size of buildings, tearing through shields and armor as if they were paper. Carriers disgorged swarms of fighters, each one carrying pilots who had sworn oaths not of conquest, but of vengeance. On a single night, 7 Dominion outposts ceased to exist. Entire garrisons vaporized, fleets shattered, commanders reduced to frozen corpses tumbling in the void. The Orans laughed no longer. Their confidence cracked, and then came the broadcasts. Across every channel the Dominion controlled, every conquered world, every slave market, the humans spoke. The message was simple. It carried no threats, only truth. We do not forget. We do not forgive. We are coming. For the first time in centuries, the Dominion trembled. Blades in the dark human fleets did not move like other fleets. They struck and vanished, cut supply lines, and burned convoys. They ceded Dominion territory with silence, stations that stopped transmitting, colonies that disappeared without trace. And when the Orans mustered their strength, entire armadas of shining warships, humanity answered with annihilation. They revealed weapons the galaxy had never dreamed of, orbital lances that pierced planets to their molten cores, hunter-killer drones that slipped into Dominion ships like phantoms, gutting crews from within, shock divisions of armored soldiers, clad in exosuits bristling with blades, who descended upon slave camps not to liberate quietly, but to slaughter their captors before unshackling the chained. The freed sang humanity's name with awe and fear. They had been told Earth was weak. They now saw Earth's fury. A Dominion admiral, before his fleet's last transmission, whispered into the void, "This is not war. This is vengeance." And then static consumed his voice. The storm of retribution, it built like a tide, and then it broke. The Terran war machine surged across the stars with a relentlessness no species could match. For every world burned on Calvus Prime, 10 Dominion planets were set aflame. For every human life chained, 1,000 Oran bodies were left adrift in the void. The galaxy bore witness. On one world, Dominion overseers gathered slaves in a square, boasting that humans would not reach them. And then above, the sky split apart. A Terran fleet descended, blotting out the light, and the humans who emerged bore banners black as night, marked only with a single blade. They spoke no words as they fought. They killed with silence, cold and efficient, leaving mountains of Oran dead and fields littered with their broken chains. The galaxy had seen war before. But this was not war. It was punishment. The Orans begged their allies for aid. None came. Who would stand beside them, knowing what Earth had become? Knowing the price of siding with the slavers? Even their vassals turned away, whispering prayers that humanity's wrath would pass them by. But humanity did not forget. Humanity did not pass. When chains shattered, the Dominion's homeworlds, once thought untouchable, faced the storm at last. The humans did not send envoys, nor warnings, nor demands. They sent fire. Fleets encircled their capitals, blotting out suns with black steel. Orbital strikes shattered their defenses, reducing proud spires to molten rubble. And where armies tried to fight, human boots landed. Soldiers cut through their ranks with blades and plasma alike, fighting not for conquest, but for justice. Dominion citizens, once smug in their chains, now screamed. Their leaders fled, their generals broke, and in the halls where they had once mocked Earth, only silence remained. Silence broken by the echo of human war songs, ancient and grim, sung as planets burned. The Dominion, once an empire of chains, was now a graveyard. After the silence, and then, as suddenly as it began, the storm stopped. Human fleets, victorious and unchallenged, did not linger. They did not conquer. They left behind wreckage, ruin, and a single unbroken truth. Humanity had answered chains with blades. Where Calvus Prime once wept, survivors now rebuilt under the shadow of Earth's banners. Freed slaves from 100 species whispered tales of their liberators, saviors or monsters, depending on the fear in their voices. The galaxy spoke in hushed tones. No one dared repeat the arrogance of the Orans. No one dared test Earth's patience again, for if patience was vast, humanity's vengeance was infinite. In the centuries to come, children of conquered worlds would hear the story of Calvus Prime, of the Dominion that thought Earth weak, and of the fleets that rose from silence. The lesson was carved into history like a blade into flesh. The aliens wanted chains, but Earth held blades, and none who heard it ever forgot.